Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about how to start your fitness journey. I asked you guys on Instagram about which video you wanted to see next, and all of you answered this, how to start your fitness journey, except for one person. So I'm sorry, Lift and Lose. We should hopefully do that video soon as well. So the first step would be to know your weight, of course. That sounds pretty obvious, but there are lots of people that don't own weighing scales, a lot of people that don't step on a weighing scale. Before I started, I didn't even know how much I weighed. I didn't know what was a healthy weight for me. I didn't know what was an unhealthy weight for me. All I knew is that I'd become really fat and I need to lose weight. I didn't know where I stood and I didn't know how far I needed to go. So know your weight, know your current weight, know the weight that you need to get into a healthy category. So for example, for me, because I'm relatively short, I'm 5 feet 1 inch, the healthy weight for me was around 46 to 48 kilos, and I was 65 kilos, which means I knew I had to go down by around 15 to 20 kilos to get into a healthy weight range. Know what weight you should be, and then figure out how you're going to get there. Don't work backwards, because you have to have a goal. Know where you're going to go, know how. It's like taking a journey, right? I mean, nobody just gets in their car and drives around hoping to reach a destination. You know beforehand where you're going to go. You map out how you're going to get there. You map out the stops along the way, and it's the same way on your fitness journey as well. Know where you're going, how you're going to get there, and what you need to do to get there. Step number 2 would be to get educated. Not everything works for everybody. Know what kind of personality you have. If you're somebody that eats a lot of junk food, if you're somebody that socializes a lot, or doesn't cook their own meals, eats out very often, then a very, very strict diet is not going to work for you. In the beginning, for most people, what I recommend is to just cut back on all the things that you can afford to get rid of from your diet, right? So chips, cokes, donuts, pizzas, burgers, junk food in general, and as much prepackaged food as possible. A lot of people that I speak to don't realize how much they're eating or what they're eating. So what I would recommend is to get a book, or on your phone, for 1 week, just take a picture of everything that you're eating, or write down on a notebook everything that you're eating for 1 week, whether it's 2 biscuits, a piece of rusk, a Coke, your meals, everything. Just write it down and refer back to that after a week to understand what your diet actually looks like. So now that you've logged everything that you've eaten in a week, it's time to start getting rid of the things that you can afford to get rid of from your diet. I would say start with the weekdays, because those are the days you're probably not socializing, you're probably not heading out in the evenings, you're working. You can afford to start eating somewhat cleaner on the weekdays. So start getting rid of the junk food or processed food or prepackaged food from your weekdays to start with, and cut down your going out to maybe 1 day in a week. If you can, if you're somebody that goes out 5 days a week, then cut it down to 2 days a week, and make sure that you're not overindulging on those days, so that you're not ruining an entire week's worth of work towards your diet. Now, this is something that I would suggest to everybody across the board. Unless you're already eating super healthy and not seeing results, I would suggest start with just the basic steps of removing crap from your diet. If you're somebody that's already eating extremely healthy and you're not seeing results, then your step would be to again log everything that you're eating, and if possible, look for the calories in those foods. Look for maybe where you're adding too much oil, or are you eating think you're eating healthy because you're drinking juice, or eating 10 servings of fruits, and all of those things, the calories can add up in those foods. So again, log your healthy food and see where you're maybe consuming way too many calories even on a healthy diet. So just by doing these steps itself, you should be able to see some change in your weight, in how you feel, in how your clothes fit. You don't need to go from what you're potentially currently on a 2000, 3000, 4000 calorie diet to a 1200 calorie diet right away. It's not sustainable, and such rapid weight loss will lead to other issues as well. An ideal rate of weight loss is around 0.3 to 0.5 kilos a week. If you're extremely overweight, of course you will see slightly faster rate of weight loss, and that's perfectly fine. Now I suggest giving yourself 2 to 3 weeks to just reduce junk food and alcohol and fried foods, processed foods from your diet, so that you're not overwhelming yourself with a diet and a workout plan and a complete change in your lifestyle. It has to be slow so that it's sustainable. While you're doing this, start introducing some kind of workout into your life. Whether if you're somebody that's completely inactive, start becoming active. Maybe start going for a walk, maybe start jogging, cycling, swimming. Find an activity that you don't mind doing for maybe 15 to 20 minutes a day. Don't throw yourself into the deep end and start lifting extremely heavy weights, or doing 1 hour of cardio, because you're just going to be sore. You're not going to want to go back to the gym, and you're going to be upset when you go for a week and then stop going, which is what most of us have done in the past. You don't want to repeat those mistakes again. And that's not to say that you can't go to the gym from day one. If your husband or boyfriend or mother or father or sister or dog is already going to the gym, then it's a great opportunity to join them and start training. Start light with whatever you do, whether it's walking or jogging or swimming or strength training, weight training. Start light. The reason for this is that progress is what drives consistency. If you stop seeing progress in the very early stages of your weight loss or your diet or your workouts, you will be demotivated to go back. It's going to be something you do potentially for your entire life, if not for the next decade at least. And you have all the time in the world to keep gaining strength, to gain muscle, to push numbers. But if you don't start slow and if you don't keep progressing, at least in the beginning of your journey, the risk of you getting demotivated is extremely high, and the risk of you getting fatigued is extremely high as well, because your body is not used to those loads. Your body is not used to pushing itself like that on a daily basis. You don't need to go every day. You can go to the gym thrice a week. If you don't have a trainer, if you can't afford a trainer, there are some great resources online. I suggest going to bodybuilding.com. The forums are a great place to find a good routine for yourself. Find a beginner's routine. Fierce 5 is a really good beginner's routine. And watch videos, learn how to do the movement. On a slightly different note, a lot of people, and I would have probably addressed this in my Girl Talk Q&A video, but a lot of women talk about how they don't know how to perform certain movements, and so they're afraid to go to the gym, to look like fools. In all honesty, even today, there are times when I'm in the gym and I'm trying to do something new, or I've seen somebody do something and I want to try it, and I'll open YouTube on my phone and just research, just learn how to do that exercise. It's not something to be afraid of. It's not something to be embarrassed about. Everybody does it. Not everybody knows how to do everything. And it's great that you're working towards bettering yourself. It's great that you're working on your fitness journey. So everybody's in the gym for the same reason. Start slow. I started with 1 kg dumbbells. Seriously. So start slow, start light. Learn the movements, watch videos of people that inspire you, find people on Instagram, go to bodybuilding.com, read up about different exercises, find a routine that you love to do. So let's just summarize what we've talked about till now, because this video is going on forever. Start by taking your weight, taking your measurements. Go to Google and find out what your healthy weight range is for your height, for your age, things like that. If you can get your body fat tested, get your body fat tested. Number 2 is to start by logging all your meals for at least a week, including the weekends and any cheat days. Write down every single thing you're eating. Even if you took a bite out of a sandwich from a colleague at work, write it down. You need to know what you're eating. Don't live in denial. Don't fool yourself into thinking that you're eating healthy when you're not. Number 3, start by just removing all the things you can afford to remove from your diet. Not the nutritious stuff, not fruits, not vegetables, not even carbs, not even fats. Just remove the junk food. Remove chips, remove beers, remove pizzas and pastas and burgers if they're coming from outside, and if they're somewhat unhealthy, just get rid of these things from your diet. Number 4 would be to start working out. If you can start lifting, great, start lifting. If you want to start by doing some cardio, start by doing some cardio. There is absolutely no order to things. You don't have to do cardio first and then start lifting. You don't have to start lifting first and then get into cardio. So that's point number 4. And point number 5, which would be my last piece of advice, if you'd like to call it, is to understand that this is going to be a lifestyle. You know, you're not, as I always say, it's not that you're planning to lose the weight and then gain it all back on. You're planning to lose the weight and keep it off potentially forever. So remember that it'll happen slowly. It has to be sustainable. And you didn't put on your weight overnight. You didn't put it on in 1 month. It's potentially taking you more than a year, and it's going to take you that much time, in fact lesser time, to lose it. But it has to be a slow process for it to really work, for you to be able to keep that weight off and for you to keep getting fitter. So make it a lifestyle. Make it something that, you know, you're not on a diet, you're changing your life. If you have any more questions, please feel free to write to me at fitsheena@gmail.com. And don't forget to like this video and hit subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye.